What's going on, guys? Chris here with 4K Motoring, and today we've got our follow-up video for our C5 Corvette Dynamat installation. We're also going to go ahead at the end of this video and give you the giveaway winner, so stay tuned and make sure you watch to the end. So I'm going to start by doing a little magic trick. We've got to get the Corvette in the driveway, and the truck is currently blocking the driveway, so I'm going to try and swap them real quick. Man, that was easy. 2022 is going to bring a lot of cool new tricks. I'll go ahead and link up here the part 1 video that shows taking apart all the carpets inside the car. I'm not going to show that again with any real detail because it's something we've already done. We're going to go ahead and pull all that carpeting back out and get back to the Dynamat installation since we've got our new box in, and see if we can get full coverage on this trunk pan, and then we'll go ahead and do a quick drive just to check out our decibel meter and see what numbers we really get to see if any of this was worth it at all. One quick tip I've picked up since the last time I did this: one, wear gloves. Tore up my hands quite a bit. The Dynamat actually has like an aluminum foil layer on top of the rubber, so it can be very sharp when you start cutting into it. And also, I've seen a lot of people recommend cutting smaller strips of the Dynamat instead of working with big pieces from the beginning, just to make the install a little bit easier. So we're probably going to be trying both of those things today, so stay tuned, let's see how it works. Well, we went ahead and got that finished up. Now everything is open so we can go ahead and work on it. Like I said, two of the things I didn't really use last time was gloves. Big thing, my hands were all cut up, so we're going to use those today. And I'm going to use an actual razor blade today. I used my pocket knife last time and it cut fine, but I had a lot of sticky residue that was a pain to get off of it afterwards, so I'll throw that in there as well. Dynamat does have a little roller tool you can get to go ahead and put this down a little bit better. I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference. They're not overly cheap for what they are, so I didn't order one, and I think we've done a pretty good job just by hand so far. But if that's something you're interested in, especially if it's going to be visible at all, it might be something worth checking out. Well guys, we're done with the install, I believe. We went ahead and installed here in the cab. The back of this panel here is kind of like a drum, so we wanted to go ahead and make sure that was covered. The entire back of the car we have covered almost completely. So hopefully all our big panels that were vibrating and making a lot of noise have been covered. There's a couple little gaps yet that we didn't seal, and frankly I don't think they're going to make a whole lot of difference, and a lot of those are on the metal frame rails of the vehicle frame anyway, so that shouldn't be, at least in theory, doing a whole lot of vibrating. We're going to go ahead and install the carpet now. I'll go ahead after that and get a decibel reading just to see if we've made any meaningful difference. And I'll give you guys at least my impression as well, just to see if there's any noticeable, frequency changes or anything like that. So stick with me. We're going to go ahead and fly through this carpet reinstall and see how it goes. Well guys, the Dynamat install is complete. It really was not overly difficult. Like I said, a pair of gloves and a good razor blade will serve you well in this project. It took me 2 boxes to get the whole trunk done, and I have just a little bit left over, and there's a couple little gaps I probably could have filled. So 2 of those 20 square foot Dynamat Extreme trunk boxes is probably going to be perfect for the whole back of the Corvette. Let's go ahead and take it on a ride and see with the decibel meter how much difference has been made to let you guys know whether objectively this is worth the money. Let's go ahead and fire it up and see how it sounds. So last time we were hovering from 78 to 79. We seem to be more in the 75 to 77 range now. So we already have a pretty substantial improvement on this noise. Let's go ahead and just go around the neighborhood real quick and see what we get as far as sound goes. Alright guys, so I've done a good bit of driving now throughout the day, testing out different scenarios, different road surfaces, different acceleration, different load levels on the engine. And what I've come up with is kind of interesting. So with the actual decibel meter on my phone, put it in the same place in the car, kind of driven on the same areas, our averages and max decibel readings come out to about the same. With normal driving, it's showing maybe a half decibel lower. With the max, I think we're right on par with the same max volume. A lot of sound does come through this car, through the windows, through the top, and through a lot of just the gaps and seals in the car. So that's not going to be affected by the Dynamat. I will say that the droning noise, the low RPM, high load scenarios that I was facing before, that I was getting 82, 83 decibels without the Dynamat, now seem to be getting at max about 80 decibels. So on those fronts, when the noise is actually coming from the mufflers and the exhaust on the car, the Dynamat does seem to be helping that. In addition, I don't really have a way of measuring it, or at least I'm not aware of how to measure it, but the frequency seems to have changed a little bit as well, and it is not quite as abrasive on your ears. Definitely still have a car with long tube headers, definitely have a car with the Borla mufflers. That has not changed. You still know it's there, that LS1 is still, loud and clear. But the drone and that annoying noise definitely seems like it's been, at least to my ears, toned down. And driving down the road, you don't really hear the rocks and everything hitting the inside of the fender wells, that sort of thing, like I did before. So take that for what you will. That's what I've noticed on the car, and it does seem to be a little bit more pleasing. You guys will have to decide whether you believe that that amount of change is worth spending roughly $200 and all the time and effort to install that. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. I do have an announcement for the winner of the giveaway for the Corvette PVC decals. And I use the website commentpicker.com. They allow you to put in, the keyword, and they'll sort through the comments automatically for subscribers, and they'll come up with a list of winners. And the winner it showed me was Chad Hawley. So Chad, if you're watching, congratulations, you've won. I'll go ahead and leave a comment on your original post as well to let you know. Go ahead and reach out to us at 4kmotoring@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and get this sent out to you and get the color coordinated. So that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you found this entertaining and useful. Hopefully some of you guys can at least use this information to make a decision on whether this mod is worth it for your car. Overall, I'm definitely happy I did it. I do think it is just another step forward, making the car feel just a little bit more modern and just a little bit nicer to drive every day. So with that, you're watching 4K Motoring. I'm Chris. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you next time.